Hi guys, my name is Beth Shields. I'm a real estate agent and a real estate coach. Today I'm going to talk with you about the topic that's on everybody's mind and continues to be a huge discussion in our industry. I am going to share with you how I am adapting as a buyer's agent to the NAR settlement and the strategies I will be using as a buyer's agent to show my value and to convey my worth to my buyers, and how I will be moving forward with all of these changes now in place. Historically, I feel like a lot of us as agents have kind of taken the easy route with buyers. Sure, there are some of us who have done what we needed to do or should have been doing this whole time, but I'll be honest, I have never been very consistent about creating and presenting a buyer's representation booklet for my buyers. I have probably represented hundreds of different buyers and transactions over the years, and I very rarely have put together a buyer's representation packet for them. I do it for every single listing I go on, and that has been because historically in the past, we have always been compensated by working in a co-op situation through the MLS. Well, now that's changing, and we all know that that's changing, and we're all trying to navigate what these changes will look like and how we are going to make sure that we're being paid, as we now have to explain to a buyer in our buyer's representation agreement that we are going to be compensated, and it's our job now to explain to them how that will be paid to us. It's incredibly difficult for people that are not comfortable or familiar or even can convey what their value is to someone. If you're simply putting somebody into a drip system, you're not providing value. They can find that information on Zillow or Realtor or any of the hundreds of different websites out there. And if that is all you bring to the table, then you'll probably be truthfully out of business in the next couple of years. I can show you exactly how to convey to somebody what your value is, what your worth is, how you're going to help them find the homes that they're looking for. And that is far more than just putting them in a drip system. It's imperative that we as buyers agents understand what our job is and what our role as a buyer's agent is. It's not just finding the home they're looking for. If they're unable to find that home that they're looking for, how are you going to go about trying to find a home for them? I have lots of clients who want to live in specific areas or specific school districts or specific locations. Sometimes it's based on their job and the proximity to the job. Sometimes their kid wants to be involved in a certain athletic program. And it's our job, if there's nothing in the MLS that meets those needs, how are you going to convey to them that you will do the extra work to go and find them what they're looking for? I have found personally that looking through expireds is a fantastic location to find homes that have gone off the market for multiple reasons. And you do want to make sure, if the agent conveys that they are still in a seller's representation agreement, that you communicate directly with that seller's agent instead of door knocking or sending anything in the mail. You never, never, never want to sign cross or communicate with a seller if they are still in an agreement with someone. And we as agents should be conveying that in our MLS advertisements when we withdraw a home or when it's expired, that we are still in agreement with that seller. A second way for us to be able to find additional homes in a neighborhood or in a certain location is also to look for sale by owners and And a third way, truthfully, the way that nobody really wants to do it is to door knock a certain location. You may find somebody who is, oh, well, hey, maybe I might be interested in selling my home. It is you showing your value to your buyers of how you will help them find what they're looking for. If they don't have a specific neighborhood they want to be in, or they don't have a specific school district they need to be in, then sometimes it's a matter of, well, maybe they would be interested in a ranch home and you could look for a raised ranch, or maybe they're only looking for a 2-story with a main level room. Well, it's also important for us to explore if they're looking for a main level bedroom, perhaps there's an office that could be converted or an area that is a living space. So it's really up to us as agents to kind of explore outside the box and try to help our buyers find what they're looking for in all the capacities versus just what's on the MLS. And that's one of the ways that you are going to be able to convey your value. A second way that you are going to be able to show your value is to connect your buyers with all of your contacts. These are contacts, everybody from the inspectors that you refer them to. Please, please, please make sure that the inspectors you work with are people who do a very good job and are great at communicating. You will introduce them to anyone that can do radon, sewer, any kind of home warranty type programs. You want to make sure that everybody that you help set up connections with for your clients do a top level job, because it reflects back on you. It's also important that the lenders we refer our clients to are excellent communicators, show up when they say they're going to, whether that's via Zoom, in person, at closing. How our connections and our contacts reflect on us is huge, and that also conveys to people our value. The third and final way that I make sure to explain to my buyers why they should hire me and how I can represent them is to explain to them what my job is within the transaction. I feel like it's imperative to convey to you guys, it's so important that we find a way to work with all of the seller's agents all the time. They can be rude, they can be grumpy, they can be nasty, but it is still our job as a buyer's agent to not take that personal and to stay focused on what our goal is. And our goal is to help represent our buyer and get them to the closing table. And that is not to say that we don't advocate for our client, we don't negotiate for our client, and we don't represent our client. But I am not going to take a seller's agent's cranky personality personal. This is business, and I'm here to do a job for my client and to get us to the closing table. Ways that we negotiate, ways that we advocate, and the ways that we represent are huge for us to be able to convey to our clients of why we are worth what they potentially could be paying for. And I have a very good history and track record of being able to negotiate for concessions, repairs, even in markets such as during COVID times. I was still able to advocate and negotiate for repairs on homes. It's imperative that after we do inspection, we look at the inspection report. There were some pretty big ticket items. So of course we're going to ask. And the reason we're going to ask is because that's what's in our client's best interest. But it's important that we're conveying to our buyers how we will represent them and how we will be present during the transaction. The final way that I like to make sure my clients understand my presence in the transaction and how I will be their agent is to explain to them my communication style and find out what their communication style is. I really enjoy getting text messages and being able to text back and forth. I have found that some clients prefer emails, some clients prefer phone calls. I even have one client that prefers audio messages. I find out what their communication style is, and then I will adapt my situation and how I communicate with them to how they would like to be communicated with. It's no longer about me. Sure, text is easier, right? But if my client wants an audio message, to be able to hear me tell her what time it is, where we're going, what time an inspection is, or how things are going, that's my job. My job is to clearly and efficiently communicate to my buyer in whatever means they prefer. Sometimes it can be multiple different forms of communication. I will follow up with emails, or I will send an email, or I will send a text message. It just really depends on what our buyers want, and it is your job to convey that to them. So to summarize today, I think it's super imperative, first, that you make sure to create a buyer's representation packet to be able to give every single person. Make sure you're communicating your worth and your value, and make sure you know that you are going to have to do more and work harder to communicate your value and why you should be paid what you feel you should be paid. It's important that we're conveying this to our buyers so they feel comfortable signing our representation agreement that every single one of us have to have signed before we're able to show them a home. If you watched this video today and either you have more questions or you're still struggling as a buyer's agent, I keep hearing that that's super common right now and a lot of people are uncertain. Please feel free to reach out and schedule a free coaching call with me. I would love the opportunity to share with you how I coach and how I can help you and how I can help support you and help your business to continue to grow. That phone call is absolutely free. It's 30 minutes of my time. I am more than happy to look at your business, evaluate it, and help you kind of figure things out and help you to be able to move forward and kind of overcome your challenges and barriers. If you feel like this video has been helpful, please like and subscribe. And I hope you have a great day. Take care.